So, this is Illusion. It's a really clever card game for 2 to 5 players. It looks simple, right? But trust me, it's designed to completely trick your eyes. A game only takes about 15 minutes, and in that time, you're going to find out just how much you can really trust what you see.
So how much color can you really see? Well, in this quick explainer, we're going to walk through the complete setup and all the rules so you can get Illusion to the table and start playing right away.
Alright, so what's the goal of the game? It's super simple. You just need to be the first person to collect 3 of these arrow cards. And how do you get them? Well, you earn them by correctly judging if a row of cards is in the right order.
Okay, let's talk about how to set up. Don't worry, it's really fast. We'll get this game ready to play in no time.
Okay, setup is a breeze. Step 1. Take the 12 smaller arrow cards, give them a good shuffle, and put them in a face-down pile. Then, just flip the top one over. That's your active color for this round. Step 2. Now grab the big stack of 98 color cards, shuffle those up, and place them face up in a deck. And finally, step 4. Just take that top color card and place it right next to the arrow card. And that's it. You've started the row and you're all set to play.
So when it's your turn to play, you've got 2 main choices. And really, this one decision is the entire heart of the game.
So what do you actually do on your turn? Well, you're going to look at the row of cards that's already out there on the table. Then you'll glance at the new card waiting on top of the deck. And you have to ask yourself one simple question. Do I think this row is in the right order?
Okay, so your first choice is to add a card. If you look at that row and you think, yep, that looks right to me, then you'll just take the top card from the color deck and place it somewhere into that row. Simple as that.
But what does a correct row actually mean? Well, it's all about the percentage of the active color. So you look at the arrow card, let's say it's red. A correct row means that the amount of red on each card is increasing or staying the same as you follow the arrow. So if the arrow points to the right, each card has to have more red, or the same amount, than the one just before it.
But what if you look at that row and your gut is telling you something's not right? If you don't think the order is correct, you have a second option. You can challenge the row.
The challenge. This is where the game gets really fun. And honestly, a little tense. It's the moment of truth for everyone at the table.
So let's picture this. The arrow is red, and player after player has added a card. The row is getting pretty long now, and as you look at it, you're just not so sure anymore. Does that one really have more red than the one before it?
So if you're ready to make that challenge, all you have to do is say, "I don't believe it." And that's it. The game pauses, and it's time to see who was right.
As soon as the challenge is made, you flip over every single color card in the row. On the back, you'll see the truth, the exact percentage of that active color. So in our example, we flip them and see 4%, 9%, 16%, 11%, and 21%. Okay, now let's check the order.
Okay, let's look at these numbers. We go from 4 up to 9, that's good. Then 9 up to 16, still good. But wait, it goes from 16 times down to 11. There's the mistake. That is an error. The challenger was absolutely right. The row was totally incorrect.
So, now that we know who was right, how do we figure out who wins the round? This part is key because it's how you'll eventually win the whole game.
It's actually pretty simple. If the challenger is right, like in our example, then they get to take the arrow card for that round. But what if the challenger was wrong? What if the row was perfect? Well, in that case, the player who went right before them gets the arrow card. Kind of like a reward for not messing things up.
Once the challenge is resolved and someone takes the arrow card, that round is over. You'll clear away all the used color cards, flip over a brand new arrow card from the deck, and a new round begins. And you just keep doing that until one player manages to collect 3 arrow cards. That person is your winner. Before we wrap up, here are a couple of quick tips to keep in mind. First, remember that when you add a card, you can place it literally anywhere in the row. You can put it at the very beginning, the very end, or squeeze it in between any 2 cards. And second, and this is a big one, if 2 cards right next to each other have the exact same percentage, that's still considered correct. The percentage just has to increase or stay the same.
And that's really all there is to it. That's how you play Illusion. You can see the rules themselves are super straightforward, but the game is a real test of your perception. So now you know how to play, but the real question is, can you actually trust your own eyes?